Yeah, we're on. If I can have your attention, we're about to get started. And first of all, appreciate all of you coming out. I think has it been 3 years that we haven't met?
Probably.
Which for sure is also the legal limit in terms of the association. This one for us was a mandatory. You guys need to get together. It's okay. We did the COVID thing and everybody was under wraps and we did it online. Are we actually doing it online at the moment?
This is recorded, so we will post this first thing Monday.
First thing Monday.
Yes.
So for those of you who are joining us first thing Monday, welcome aboard. The rest of us had a little good eats and coffee and what we certainly call in an old church fellowship hall, fellowship. And we're going to do the annual meeting. I see that my good friend, former chairman of the board, Millard Niver, is here. Let's give Millard a round of applause. Thank you for being here. But for good, bad, or indifferent, I'm pretty much on the board because of Millard. And so if you're happy with the way things have been going, you can let Millard know that. And if you're unhappy with the way they've been going, you'll just have to sit on that one. I don't know what to tell you what to do or who to go see for that matter. So for those of you who are new to CSE Federal Credit Union annual meeting, you'll know, first of all, we're not having dinner. That was pretty much the biggest change right now. There's no dinner. This is it. If you're planning on spending the day and waiting at 4 or 5 for dinner, it's not happening here. There is a McDonald's down the street and a couple of restaurants. So you can avail yourselves of that. But for those of you who are new, this is our annual meeting. So this is the annual meeting of the board of directors, and we will handle it as such. And appreciate all of those of you who are here with us and enjoying this this aspect. You know, we're all on even footing here. We're all members. Those who are staff and who stand as tellers, they're members. Those of us who do everything via online, but we do our banking with CSC, we're members as well. And those who serve as members of the board of directors are just members who've been elected to serve in this capacity for a period of time by the membership. I don't expect a standing ovation or anything when I say this, but before I really get started, I wanted to just say 4 or 5 weeks ago, whatever it's been now, when we woke up on a Friday morning and we had seen some substantial bank failures in this country, and everybody kind of held their breath, my one thought was, I am really glad that I do my banking at a local credit union. And that's what we're here today. We're going to celebrate that as a part of what we're doing because we're not like so many other institutions. First of all, those banks that are suffering, they're for profit. They're for profit. We're not for profit. We're for maximizing back to the individual member. Those boards of directors, because I did some investigating, were paid well for their service to those banks. We're not paid at all, let alone well. So, and I wanted to make sure that all of you who are running this time recognize that fact. That in fact this is an all volunteer group of people. Now our staff and senior leadership, obviously they get paid, but this is a different kind of banking, and credit unions always have been. It is the thing that distinguishes them. So, kind of as a final remark, thanks for joining us this morning. If you get bored or you need another cup of coffee, I think you should feel free to get up and do that. But we'll just go into our regular board meeting, the regular annual board meeting, if you will. And so to do that, I'm going to call on Lori Stokes to come up and actually call the roll of current board members, and we'll decide whether or not there's a quorum to do business. Now, if there isn't a quorum here to do business, We'll meet here next week, same time, same location. I'm pretty sure we'll have a quorum.
Okay, I'm not sure how I can follow that act, but I'll do my best. I am Lori Stokes. I am the board secretary. So we're going to start with the roll call of directors. So Howard Taylor, he's here. Pam Travis. Here. Denny Flexner.
Here.
Lori Stokes, I'm here. Dave Cushing.
Here.
Louis Dean Holloway Moore. Oh, okay, here. Enrico Jackson, I think I saw him. Stephen Lewis, not here. Brenda Lyon. Here. Anthony Rich.
Here.
And James Swinderman.
Here.
All right, so we have a quorum. Thank you very much. And then also, hopefully you had a chance to review the packets that were at your tables. We had the minutes of the 2021 meeting. So now I will call for a motion to approve those minutes from last year's meeting, or from 2021's meeting, I should say. So motion?
So moved.
Okay, all right, in a second? All right, okay, thank you so much. It's passed. All right?
Good, thank you
Okay,
very much.
thanks.
Okay, Lori, thanks so much. There's a joke between Lori and you.
I couldn't tell.
I figured you can't tell it on Saturday morning, you can't tell it anywhere. So, so the first time I called on Lori to read the roll call, we often have really a good kind of little sandwich buffet or Chick-fil-A or something that the staff has provided for us. So I looked at Lori and I realized that she was kind of waiting on me to ask her for the roll call. So I thought, I'm gonna wait a minute. So I waited till she put something in her mouth and began to chew, and that's when I asked her if she would do the roll call. So
And you've been doing it every meeting since?
every meeting since. It really gets boring, but we keep doing it anyway. So I'm gonna bring up Bill Wittig, who is our president and CEO, and he'll just work us down some of the program, and you can follow that. Everyone should have a program, and we're not very deep into it. We're only on the first page. So Bill, come on up and handle that for us, if you will.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you, board of directors, and thank you all the membership that are here. You are the ones that we work hard for, on a daily basis. We try to do the best that we can to make the financial products and services to you convenient and a benefit to you on a daily basis. We're going to talk really quick now about our scholarship. We started about 4 years ago, a scholarship program. We give out 4 $2,500 scholarships. We have a different topic every year, and we have members that are going to college or are already in college present videos. There's been videos the past few years. I think the first year was an essay, and then we go through those, and I think we had about 18 this past year. And we're going to show you them real quick here. Can you guys hear me without that sound standing way? Basically, we have changing the name from CSC Scholarship Awards to the Barnes Family Educational Scholarship. Stan Barnes was CEO, president of the credit union for 28 years, but his family has been involved since 1938. His father or grandfather used to be one of the founding members, and his dad was on the board for many, many years. Then Stan came along and was the CEO, like I said, for 27, 28 years. So in memory of the Barnes family tribute to CSE Federal Credit Union, we changed the name to Barnes Family Educational Scholarship. This year here, we asked everybody to put together a 1 to 2 minute video addressing the following prompt. Put together a creative, engaging video outlining your 5 best survival tips during difficult financial times. And so we'll start here, or we had 19 applicants, but we'll start here with the first one from Sienna.
What's up, guys? I'm here to teach you my 5 best survival tips for living out in the wild.
Not that type of survival video, Sienna.
Really? Fine.
Go change into something more professional.
Is this better?
Much better.
Alright, let's talk about 5 financial survival tips and how your credit union can help you during difficult times.
Tip number 1. Cut unnecessary spending. Take a look at your recent spending and make a plan to cut unnecessary expenses, such as eating out too often and any extra purchases. To track your recent purchases, a tool you can utilize is your credit union's online banking system. Tip number 2. Make a budget and stick to it. An easy way to make a budget is to examine your monthly income and divide it out into spending categories. Your financial advisor at your credit union can help you do this. By allocating specific funds toward categories, you won't be tempted to overspend. Tip number 3. Consider taking out a loan. If you're lacking funds that are needed to pay student debt, bills, or a mortgage, consider taking out a loan. Apply online on your credit union's website or schedule an appointment with them in person. They'll help you navigate the lending process. If you receive a loan, you'll be able to weather a financial storm and pay your credit union back once you have financial stability. Tip number 4. Use your emergency fund or make one once you get through the tough time. If you have a fund designated for hard times, take money out of it that will help you survive the tough financial period. Make sure you go to your credit union to safely withdraw these funds. Tip number 5. Utilize an advisor at your credit union to help you make these plans. A financial advisor can help you make a budget, track your spending, take out a loan, set up an emergency fund, and much more. You can schedule an appointment on your credit union's website or simply contact an advisor to get started.
If you're going through hard financial times, remember that your local credit union is there for you. And utilize these tips to weather any financial storm.
This next one is from Hannah.
Are you in the middle of a financial apocalypse? Me too. Fortunately, I've been down here for a while now, and I've got 5 survival tips to help you weather this storm. Number 1, don't spend money you don't have. It's easy to rack up a lot of credit card debt, but fortunately, your local credit union can help you with this. By opening a secured credit card account, you can limit the amount of money you have to spend each month, reducing your likelihood of incurring credit card debt. You can still build credit for future purchases, just make sure you pay off your bill each month. Number 2, consider using a debit card instead of a credit card. This is another way your local credit union can help you, because with a debit card, if you don't have the money, you quite literally cannot spend it. Number 3, related to my last tip, if you open a checking account at your local credit union, this can help you keep the money you want to spend separate from the money you want to save, and can really help with your savings in the long run. Number 4, consider not just what you need to buy, but where you need to buy it. For example, we all need clothes, but do you really need to buy a new outfit at your local shopping mall? Instead, consider checking out your local thrift store. You'd be amazed at the kind of nifty trinkets you can find there, like this one, for only a fraction of the normal price. Number 5, don't deprive yourself of the things you enjoy, but consider how you can source them in a way that's more financially sustainable for you. For example, you don't have to give up your morning coffee, but you also don't have to get it at the fanciest coffee shop around. A French press and a bag of coffee beans will really go the distance for you. So, cheers, and good luck surviving the apocalypse.
And the next one, winner was Corbin.
You may have heard that the economy isn't as strong as it was just a year ago. The cost of most goods and services have been rapidly increasing. When this happens, it can be hard to make ends meet. I would like to share 5 of my financial tips for surviving financially during these economic times. 1. Track your spending. CSE Federal Credit Union provides outstanding online banking tools that allow you to view account balances, view account history, transfer funds, make loan payments, request checks, view cleared checks, pay bills, pay credit on your credit card, view e-statements, set up text alerts, update your contact information, view and redeem more debit and credit rewards points, and view your Visa card's My Card info. Tracking your spending allows you to know where you may be overspending, paying for unused subscriptions, or otherwise spending money on things that you don't need or which you could wait on until you're in a better financial position to purchase. 2. Make a budget. Just because you're on a budget doesn't mean you can't still have fun and buy things that you want or need. Think of a budget as the guardrails on a highway that keep you safely on the road to your financial goals. 3. Look for ways to save money on the same goods and services you would normally purchase. Clip coupons, look for sales, explore purchasing co-ops and warehouse stores, cash in rewards points instead of using cash. Every little bit helps, and it really does add up over time. 4. Be slow to make large financial commitments. In uncertain economic times, it's always a good idea to ask yourself whether a purchase can wait. For instance, instead of buying a new car, could you do some minor repair work with your current vehicle instead? What will happen if your pay doesn't keep pace with inflation, or if you find yourself temporarily out of work? Give yourself a financial reality check before making big purchases. Your future self will thank you. 5. Shop around for the best rates on credit cards, home mortgages, lines of credit, and vehicle loans. CSE Federal Credit Union offers a variety of credit products with highly competitive rates. Schedule an appointment today to speak with one of CSE's knowledgeable banking associates using the link on the CSE website.
Our final scholarship winner happens to be here today. It is Styles Diaz. He will be attending Ashland University, and he just so happens to be here. If you come up here real quick. Then we'll play his video. You'll see how good it was. Thank you, Styles. Here, let's get a picture.
Yeah, go over by the banner, please. Thank you.
You got a step stool for me?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Here's Styles' video.
The bank lens is here.
What's going on here, ma'am?
I called to check on BB, and
BB?
yeah, it's short for bank balance, because he's a piggy bank. But I called to check on him, and he wasn't answering me, so I came over here, and he's laying there.
Okay, let me check things out.
Where are you taking him?
Ma'am, during financial difficulties, there's only one place you can take them. That's CSC.
Dr. Banks, he's lost a lot of money.
Give him nationwide ATM access, surcharge free.
Dr. Banks, his interest rates are elevated.
Give him a CC with a low APR, no annual fees.
Dr. Banks, his debt to income ratio is high.
Give him a consolidation loan with another low APR.
But Dr. Banks, his credit score is dropping.
That's okay. CSC considers all members and applicants with less than perfect credit.
Dr. Banks, he is starting to stabilize, but we need more.
Give him a safe and secure banking app. Glad to see we got your wealth back on track. I'm going to recommend fiscal therapy and credit counseling. All you have to do is log on to our website or your CSE app, and you will find helpful links and tips on how to rebuild and maintain a wealthy credit score, and a beginner's guide to understanding digital currency.
Again, that was fantastic. That's one of my favorites of all the years. So, basically, the biggest difference between credit unions and banks, as Howard initially said some of them, is that we are a cooperative. You are not only members, you are the owners of the credit union. And as owners, you get to vote for your board of directors, who basically help designate and design which way and what kind of functions and the products and services that we do as a credit union. So as a member, it doesn't make a difference if you have $5 in your account or hundreds of thousands of dollars to count. Everybody gets one vote. All you need is that one $5 share to be able to vote for your board of directors. Volunteers serving on the board of directors with this credit union or any credit union form a fundamental part of what makes credit unions different than other financial institutions. Volunteer leadership, democratic governance, cooperative ownership, and our not-for-profit motivation of helping people form the basic principles of the credit union movement and clearly demonstrate the difference of credit unions against other financial institutions. Members this year had 3 opportunities to vote for the board of directors. The first was through absentee ballots that members could have requested beginning March 1st. And the second one was 3 days in office voting we had at all of our branches. And the last one, third one, was voting today here in person. Now on to the election. It is the duty of the nominating committee to appoint at least one candidate for each vacancy. The nominating committee was appointed by the chairman in a timely manner, and 6 candidates were nominated for election for 4 open positions. Pursuant to our bylaws, notice was given to the membership that nomination for the board of directors could also be done by petition, but no one completed the petition, so we were left with the 6 that are normally filed for voting. This year, since the number of candidates nominated exceeds the number of seats available, an election was required. Votes cast this morning and before today, the start of this meeting, are being added currently, and the results will be known later today, or before the meeting's over. All votes submitted were received, maintained, and tabulated by a company called CU Ballot, the firm we contracted with to process our election. The bylaws stipulate that there will be no nominations from the floor when the number of nominees equals or exceeds the number of positions to be filled. As previously said, this year there are 4 positions available on the board, each for a full 3-year term. There are 6 candidates that have been nominated. They're in accordance with the bylaws. There will be no nominations again from the floor. I'd like to recognize and thank the members of this year's nominating committee. They include Denny Fleckner, Rico Jackson, some earlier, Brenda Lyon, Pam Travis, and myself, Bill Wittig. Please join me in thanking these individuals for their willingness to volunteer their service to the credit union. On behalf of the nominating committee, I would also like to thank the candidates for their interest in serving the credit union and their participation in this process. These candidates include, and if you want to stand real quick, Adam Fisher, Tom Hale, Louis Holloway Moore, Matthew Oatley, Anthony Rich, and Lori Stokes. On behalf of the nominating committee, I would like to thank all the members that took time to vote. The results of the election are being tabulated again and certified and will be announced before the conclusion of this meeting. And now I'll have Howard Taylor come back up for the chairman's report.
Well, as Bill indicated, a strong vote of thanks and appreciation to all who served on the nominating committee, all of those who were willing to put their name or have their name submitted for the election, and we appreciate all of that. There are no hanging chads or anything like that when we do elections. A few of you laughed, a few of you are old as I am, and you can go back 20 years, but certainly a round of applause is due for all of that effort. Thank you again. So the chairman's report is actually printed in your folder there, and I thought, well, what better way to bore you than to read it? So I'm going to do that for you. But actually, and I have Tim Plastow to thank for all of his help in pulling together the information that's appropriate for this. But the thing is, Tim needed it by a certain deadline, so obviously he could get it in the packet. So I don't consider myself a real exceptional writer, but I consider myself an extraordinary editor. So I've edited some of what you have there, and hopefully the reality is that just by listening to me, it will be more enjoyable than reading it. As chair of the board of CSE Federal Credit Union, I've had the privilege this past year of working with a group of volunteer board members and senior management. I can assure you they've worked together to ensure your credit union is relevant, responsive, and a vital part of each one of our financial lives. Realizing that there's more to life than just finances, but it is an important part of our lives. While we emerged from the COVID-19 pandemic and worked to get back to normal, 2022 presented its own set of challenges, a rather volatile economy and sluggish market hampered by inflation, the likes of which we've not seen during our lifetimes. And I might add, that's my lifetime, which is a long time, as opposed to Tim's lifetime, which is a relatively short lifetime. But our hope is that Tim never sees again what we've seen at this point. While the economic challenges were evident, CSE positioned itself very well during the pandemic and weathered 2022 extremely well. We've continued to be intentional with strategic initiatives in an effort to be stronger and better prepared to meet the financial needs of the membership than ever before. While perhaps not totally out of the woods economically, by working together, CSE is prepared to help address the varied financial challenges in the lives of our individual members. The role of the board of directors is to oversee the business practices, policies, and procedures of the credit union and ensure the president and senior management team serve the best interests of the membership. And as volunteers elected from within the membership, we represent a vested interest in the continued financial strength and success of CSE. I'm pleased to report that in 2022, CSE Federal Credit Union performed incredibly well financially, as our audited financial reports indicate. And you'll be getting a financial update from Denny in a few minutes. Your credit union is well capitalized, financially sound, and committed to serving the needs of the membership, whatever those needs might be. Our leadership, beginning with first-year President and CEO Bill Wittig, now in his second year, along with senior management, are to be commended and thanked for their individual and corporate efforts to secure another outstanding financial year. Now, as we continue to move forward, each one of us can be assured that CSE's leadership will continue to craft new products and services to address our fiduciary needs. And they'll be offered at competitive prices and delivered to members in the most convenient ways possible. Our members have every reason to continue to expect this from us. On behalf of the board of directors, I'd like to thank each of you, our loyal members, for your continued support of the credit union. Financial service delivery systems continue to change rapidly, and the financial services industry is crowded with numerous options for members. The board understands your credit union needs to be competitive to attract and retain your loyalty. Our digital transformation efforts focused on your convenience will continue. And while technology is critical to CSE's success, we need to remember we are an organization of and for our individual members, as Louis Dean reminds us on an ongoing basis. People are the reason for CSE. Our commitment to fairness and respect of all persons is equally focused on employees and members alike. Finally, I would like to thank the board for their work this past year and their dedication to the credit union mission. I'd also like to extend a very special thank you to board member Pam Travis, who is retiring from the board of directors after today's annual meeting. She'll be throwing her own party later on, which we'll pick up when this one leaves off. Pam is a former CSE employee who has served on the board for, and here's a great spot. This is
20 years.
CSE has been fortunate to have always had extremely qualified candidates that run each year. In my 13 years here at the credit union, there's only been 1 year where we did not have additional candidates. We just had board members that were already on the board more or less filled those positions. So we've been extremely thankful that we have always had not only candidates, but very qualified candidates running every year. There are many of other credit unions out there that are struggling to find, board members. I'd like to also thank the 131 CSE team members. You are the ones that interact and provide lasting impressions for our members and make us successful every single day. I'd like to thank my management team, and most of them are here. I believe everybody's here. Let me see if you want to stand really quick. Ryan Clausen, our CFO. Jeannie Fye, our Chief Operating Officer. Angie Burgess, our VP of HR. And Amy Jones, our Chief Lending Officer. Finally, and most importantly, I'd like to thank Tim and Sharon for everything that they do and have done to make this year's annual meeting and board of directors election process successful. They're the ones that have managed the CU balloting communications, found this location, and more or less set up everything to get us to where we're at today. Thank you. (2022) was an outstanding year for CSE. We ended the year at over $377 million in assets. We had just under $236 million in loans outstanding to membership. We have over $340 million in shared deposits. We granted 11,182 loans for a total of over $170 million last year. And we broke the 48,000 mark as far as number of membership. We ended the year at 48,007 members. And our net worth increased to 10.48%. The net worth is something that the examiners always worry about. That number, God forbid, it go a little bit lower. They panic and they don't understand that the economy happens, cycles happen. We invest in different products and services for our membership, which may affect that number. And I keep reminding them that when they come in, that's our members' money, not theirs. These past couple of years have seen inflation at a 40-plus year high. The Federal Reserve Open Market Committee has increased the discount rate an unprecedented 475 basis points, or 4.75%, in 1 year. A change like this will always add pressure to the balance sheet, but CSE continues to adjust, as we have made adjustments in the past, to help offset the Federal Reserve adjustments. The one thing that many people don't also realize is that most institutions, you have for a single account insurance up to $250,000. At CSE, that single account is insured up to $500,000. We have insured federally, and we also have insured privately for double the coverage. So again, your money is double insured, doubly safe. CSE, from CUNA member benefits, CUNA is Credit Union National Association. They had a report that we submitted our information to, and they came back with the determination that CSE Federal Credit Union provided $5,957,710 in direct financial benefits to our membership during the previous 12 months, as of the end of 2022. Those are savings that members get at our credit union versus financial institutions, mostly banks. As far as CSE in the community, taking care of members and the community is critical to everything that we do at CSE. Giving back to the community in other ways is equally important, and over the past 12 months, we have worked with a number of community programs and initiatives to provide a hand. In some cases, that was by way of sponsorship or being at hands-on events. Over $50,000 of sponsorship and support to over 40 local nonprofits and charitable causes was given out in 2022. One of the ways that I'm most proud of is our quarterly community activities. Each quarter, we have focused on raising money, collecting items, and in some cases, both for different programs. In the first quarter of 2022, we collected over 700 hygiene products and over $480 for the hygiene drive benefiting Domestic Violence Project. The second quarter was coin drive benefiting CU for Kids and collected food for our annual Shred Day event, and that benefited the Akron Canton Regional Food Bank. Quarter three, we gave away $1,200 in gift cards to teachers for back-to-school supplies. Quarter four, we adopted 5 families in partnership with the Community Christmas, collected over 400 pounds of food at Columbus Day for Akron Canton Regional Food Bank, and have given away over 4,000 in prizes and gifts in our 12 Days of Christmas giveaways. The one thing I want everybody to know, the extent to which we apply social values more than monetary profit is a true measurement of a credit union. This is how CSE has worked for 85 years and will continue to work going forward. Thank you. Next we'll have Treasurer Denny Fleckner give his report.
Good morning. I am the treasurer of the CSE Federal Credit Union, and it is my honor to present the 2022 Treasurer's Report. As you have heard throughout the meeting thus far, 2022 was another fantastic year for our credit union financially. Here is a quick rundown of our 2022 financials. You can find a copy of our 2022 financial report in the 2023 annual meeting packet. In 2022, CSE's financials were driven by a few key factors: loan growth and capitalizing on opportunities granted to us, such as a CDA FI grant, and I hope you will announce that later for the one we are about to receive. They fueled our growth. Annualized loan growth was at 12.9%, while our status as a certified development financial institution has allowed us to tap into resources from the CDFI fund to help build credit unions' capital ratio. While we have grown in key areas, our solutions department worked diligently to keep asset quality high, keeping delinquency and our overall expenses under control, mixed with strong loan growth while being opportunistic with strategic initiatives, allowed CSE to post a net income in 2022 of just over $4 million. With loan growth outpacing our asset growth, it allowed us significantly to add to our capital ratio, ending the year at 10.49%. Having a healthy capital ratio is key to sustaining growth, investing in new products and services, and being able to serve our members efficiently. Looking back at the balance sheet, CSE ended just shy of $377 million in total assets. Overall, CSE continues to remain well capitalized, financially strong and stable, and is well positioned to grow at a steady pace. I thank you for your support.
Next, we'll have Tom Snyder from our Supervisory Committee. He's the chairman of the Supervisory Committee, give his report.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to start off acknowledging Pam Travis, having served on our committee in addition to her board duties. and I wish you the best in your retirement. The Supervisory Committee, we meet quarterly to fulfill our role in ensuring that member accounts, that's your accounts, are properly maintained and reported, that there's a system of internal controls in place, that they are effectively functioning, and that the annual audit of the books and records of the credit union is carried out and reported, any deficiencies, and if any are, that they are properly and timely addressed. To carry out these roles, we have retained the independent accounting firm of Lilly & Company. And in addition to the annual audit and verification of member deposits, the credit union has its own internal audit department, which I want to take this moment to acknowledge Courtney Wheeler. She is by far the greatest asset to this team.
She is.
Yes, she is. This department performs regular internal and regulatory compliance reviews, and we report these results directly to the Supervisory Committee. And as the credit union continues to grow, and as financial service delivery methods evolve to meet the changing member demands and expectations, our internal control and efforts must increase to keep pace with the complexity. There is a whole component of cybersecurity that's evaluated as well. This year, I'm pleased to report that the annual audit and verification of member share account balances was successfully completed, and an unqualified or clean opinion was issued. The accounting firm stated in their opinion letter as of June 30th, 2022, that things present fairly and in all material respects the financial position of CSE Federal Credit Union and the consolidated results of its operations and cash flow in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. Everything was good. And I'd like to thank the credit union's management team for their support of the committee, especially Bill and Ryan. And I'd also like to recognize the members of the committee itself, which is Ryan, Adam Fisher, Arico. They say he's here, but I haven't seen him yet.
He stopped in.
And Courtney and myself. Thank you.
We had no old business to take care of from last year's meeting, and there was also no new business from this year's meeting. Now is the time for the election results. The four winners that will be on the board for 3 years rotation: Bluestein Holloway, Matthew Oatley, Anthony Rich, and Lori Stokes. Before we get to the other fun part, which is the door prizes, I'd like to extend my thank you to Pam Travis. You know, again, 20 years, and the board meets monthly, but we also have other committees that meet, depending on the committees, throughout the year. Pam has been on many of those committees. And so she's been at the credit union 3, 4, 5 times a month, over all that time period. She came in, she left the board because we were looking to try to expand our mortgage department, and became an employee of the credit union, and started our mortgage department, and really aligned it and formed it to what it really should be, and doing it proper. And then she retired from that and came back to the board. She missed us that much. Pam was inducted into the William H. Herring Society, which is through the Ohio Credit Union League. It is one of the top prestigious awards you can get for credit union movements through Ohio. And it is honored to people that have a lasting impression in the credit union industry and at credit unions. And that is something that Pam has always brought to the credit union. Pam has always asked the question, is that what's best for the employees and what's best for the membership? And that's always been the concern. And that's pretty much the way that we run the credit union. It's not about what's the most profitable. Yes, we do need to, have net income to keep our capital standards up to date. But what we look at is what's best for the members. When the members take care of us, we take care of them. We manage the funds to do the best to keep, regulatory aspects, at bay. And it's a fun job. I actually love it. Okay, let's send some door prizes.
Pam, we'll miss you. I'll be around.
If I could just make a comment or two before Tim comes with the prizes, which is certainly one of the most fun parts of the whole annual meeting, is that a couple of times the idea of examiners was mentioned, and everybody recognizes the necessity of federal examiners. Those people have a tough job to do. But what I wanted you to know is you don't want anyone to represent this credit union other than the two guys who are doing it at the moment and doing it absolutely flawlessly. Obviously, one is Bill Wittig as the president and CEO. The other is Ryan as the chief financial officer. So these guys, they're examiners, and they've got exact things that need to happen, and we're supportive of those. But these two individuals are the ones who really made this a reality for us. And the role that Tom plays as chair of the supervisory committee is another one of those. I wanted to make one comment too about Pam. Pam and I had sat beside each other at board meetings for a number of years before she said, I graduated from Canton South High School. I said, you're kidding. I graduated from Canton South High School. She said, I know, that's why I mentioned it. But there's been some question as to the difference in age. And what I just wanted to say was, we graduated under different administrations there. Pam, I think, graduated under the Clinton administration. It was the Eisenhower administration that I actually graduated under. So just that moment of clarification. All right.
I forgot to say something earlier, didn't get into our presentation and everything else like that because it just happened the other day. CSE became a CDFI, which is a Community Development Financial Institution. That allows us to apply for grants through the U.S. Treasury that we can do extended programs to offer members, of all people of the credit union, in different kinds of programs that some people may not qualify in other areas or other financial institutions. We applied for a grant back in, I can't remember if it was June or July, and we just found out this past week. There's only 304 credit unions in the country and 4 in Ohio that receive grant funds. And we will be receiving funds later this year. Well, we don't get it all at once, it's over a 5-year period, but close to $2.5 million. I would also like to thank Dixie May, made it here today. Dixie worked at the credit union for, 35 years. We miss her, but she has left a lasting impression on many, many of the employees. Now we have 10, raffle items. We've got 7 gift cards, and we've got 3 beautiful items that Miller Diver, who never sits down and actually stopped, at our office the other day. And after he left, I said to Tim, I said, I think he's looking younger than he's ever been. I don't know what he does. And he makes these clocks. So we've got 2 clocks and a
2
clocks.
a jewelry box.
In a box.
2 clocks in a box.
2 clocks in a box.
That will also be, raffling off here.
You want to pull for the first? So clock 1, all walnut, mixed with gold trim. Miller, you'd have to help me with the face of the clock. I forget what that is.
Chris Hale.
So we'll do that, and then we go. That's a big one. Next, we've got $50 CSE Visa gift cards before we get to these, and then we'll do more money.
Gwendolyn Bishop. Gwen. I didn't know she did. Gwen used to be one of our board members for many years. Adam Fisher. Okay. Andrew Engel.
One more money and then a box.
Good, because Stella vibe, neither.
So this next one will be for this jewelry box. Is that an appropriate name for it? It comes with a tray.
Randy Diaz. Styles, take the style.
So now we'll be back to money for, how many more envelopes do we have, Sharon?
3.
3, okay. I'm not counting well.
Lynn Crothers. Heather Bowie.
She's not here. We are going to say present who wins. So.
Roger Croston.
One envelope and 1 clock. Last envelope, okay. Well, yeah, you had the 2 that were here.
Oh. He's not here.
Can we have a federal examiner look at that?
Tanea Davenport. Why? Didn't I just say her name?
This last one is for the last clock that we've got. Also walnut, gold trim.
Brenda Fisher. Thank you again, everybody, for coming. Does anybody have any questions? Well, this is the conclusion of the 85th annual meeting for CSE Federal Credit Union. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mr. Croson, second?
Second.
Okay, Howard. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself.